the funniest story I have of having like a little fanboy moment.
Let's hear it.
At this point, especially at like a fight event, if it's in the greater Charlotte area, North Carolina, a lot of people know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like a local celebrity. So at this particular fight event, one of my teammates was fighting Rampage's son. And so I get there and I run into my sister-in-law. She's there with my nephew, and she's like, "Hey, we just saw Rampage," and because my nephew, he's young, right? He's young, so. So she was like, "Oh, this is Rampage. He fought in the UFC." And he's like, "Oh, like my Uncle Brian, like he had us."
He name dropped you, bro. He name dropped you to Rampage.
Yeah, and so
that's a good nephew right there, son.
Well, apparently, he goes, "Oh, Brian, I'm a big fan of Brian." And so she's telling me, I'm like, "You said Rampage said he's a big fan of me." Like I'm looking, I'm like, "You said that." He said that. She's like, "Yeah, he said that." And so like I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, now I got to go talk." You know what I'm saying? Before, if I ran into him, I definitely would have said something, but I wasn't going to go bother him. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, okay, he's a fan, so I'm not bothering him. He wants to meet me as much as I want to meet him, right? And so, after, all the fights, I'm helping corner where all my teammates fight. I'm walking around and he's sitting at a cage side table with his family. A situation where you normally leave someone alone. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yeah, he wants to meet me. He said he's a big fan, so I went over and I just tapped him on the shoulder. And he didn't turn around, so I tapped him on the shoulder again, and he didn't turn around. And I was like, so, I'm over here, a grown man, UFC fighter. I'm like, "Excuse me, Mr. Rampage." excuse me, Mr. Rampage. And he turned around, and he just, like, nodded and then turned back around. And so in that moment, I was like, yeah, he has no idea who I am. I was like, he has no idea. He was just saying that to be a cool person around my nephew, but it's just.
But what a kind guy!
Yeah,
what a kind guy to do that.